What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got another Ranger build video for you. So we've gotten a lot done. If you didn't see the last video, I couldn't honestly tell you what it was about, but I think we were doing 4 links and driveshaft and some other fun things. So if you haven't been able to tell, we do have a new camera, so I hope this really helps the image quality. But just going over where we left it. Of course, 24 valve intercooler piping somewhat done. Intake's done. It was running. Of course, our PSE full Hydrosteer mounted. We still got lots to do. Both axles are pretty much complete. And then we still have the 4-link brackets on the frame side that I have new bracketry that we're going to do. And we're going to make this all super strong, make it look pretty. Yeah, what else do we got? We got Tiggy here today again. Rear axle all done, drive shafts in. Today, if we bring your attention over to these boxes, these have been sitting on the floor for about 2 months now. I got them and I just have not had a chance to actually do anything with them. That right there. This is a radflo 2.5-inch coilover, 16 inches of travel, plus a resi. So it's got the remote mount reservoir. These things are sweet. So these are set up, custom springs. They got E-box springs and custom valving and setup for our Ranger, all done by radflo. They're out of California, I believe. So we waited a long time for these. This was about a 4-month wait to get these. They are massive and they are heavy. So today, we're going to be putting these on that. Enough of me talking. Let's go ahead, set you guys up on a tripod. I got a bunch of tabs. I got a bunch of stuff to figure out. I want to see how the time lapse on this camera works. So we can do that. I got boxes of parts on the bench. I haven't been home in like 40-some days, so I got to figure out where we left off and what I all have. So let's get to building this thing. Okay, so we got the shocks mounted. We're gonna let it down. This will be the first compression of the shocks. I don't know where we're gonna be for ride height, but we'll get that figured out. I get her plugged in, so that's what I'm talking about. Well, let's see what she does. Okay, so that's sagged her down. See, we want to be pretty much right around 8 inches. So we'd actually go down just a little bit more. Actually, no, that's right. Because we put an inch of space just so we have up travel, so we never bottom up the shock. So I want this to be at 9 inches, which I think we are. Which we were at 9 inches. That gives us 7 inches up travel and 9 inches of compression still, which is almost perfect. And so these are the lighter shocks, or they're valved lighter, and then they got lighter spring rates. So I think we have a 250 and a 200, and then the fronts are 350s and 300s, which would be perfect for what we're doing. And that's what the engineer said anyways, so. Ooh, that's so hot. Oh, that is beautiful. Check that out. We just did some simple tabs on the bottom, which look really good. And then of course we that 2.5 inch coilover. And then we just used hardware and stuff from Teamwork Customs. And then just made those crossbars. They're at an angle so they match the angle of the shock, trying to keep our misalignment spacers and the balls as centered as possible, just so when we're articulating, then we have play. And we'll do a big gusset in there. So that'll turn that out really nice. And then on the other side, it'll actually mount our master disconnect. But it's amazing to see everything just work out so perfect. It was like 4 months between getting all the suspension design done and 100%, so I knew where it was going to be. And then working with engineers to get everything calibrated for this setup. And a big thanks goes out to Specialty Truck Off-Road out of Edmonton. They helped me out order these through Radflo and did a whole bunch of work to figure out spring rates and all that with the engineers, so I didn't have to. Worked out really great. So all we got to do is figure out resi mounts eventually. And then I think we still have to charge these with nitrogen for these. I don't think they have nitrogen in them. They might. He might have charged them already for me. I'm not sure. But check that out. Hope you guys are really enjoying the new camera, and I hope the quality comes across great. Now we're doing good 4K, all that. So now we're gonna move up to the front here, figure out how to get these into there. It's gonna be tight. And then of course I have to cut off our mock-up tabs, and then I got new brackets that'll mount on the ball joint knuckle there. So a little bit of fab is going to go in, and then we're going to mount off this tube, and eventually we'll have to just reinforce the hell out of it. I'll probably build a crossbar, and of course because we don't have a whole lot of support in here, we will eventually, once we get more in, we'll be adding, and then we'll also sheet metal and stuff to kind of protect some stuff eventually. So let's see what we can do on that. This side's going to be just about the same, and I got to figure out where a droop is, so we're going to lower this down same as we did the back, mount them at full bump, and then away we go. Try and get ride height, which we can already tell back is a lot lower and the front's gonna dip lower. This thing's gonna look sweet. Well, check that out. Isn't that just sweet, guys? I don't know what to say at this point. Got the fronts done. I might have to move them in a little bit, but to do that I'll have to rework our intake, so we'll see what we end up doing. I'm only about 5 degrees, I wanted to be about 10 degrees inwards, so see what we do. We'll articulate it, see how close we come tire wise. But my oh my, did I really good. Of course, T-Mark Customs mounts on the bottom, and then just their nice little mounts up top. We're sitting about 10 to 15 degrees backwards rake, and same thing, we're about 15 to 20. Actually, I think it's 15 and 12, but whatever, close enough. The back turned out really well. I'm kind of really happy with how this little piece came, because we'll end up fish plating this, or like put a gusset inside and then do our master disconnect up there. So it'll work out really well, because the batteries are right there, so power up, down. That's been a piece of the puzzle that I've been trying to figure out. And then yeah, just super happy with how this came out. Don't know if I'm going to do any extra gussets off of those. A whole lot of people just do really simple basic mounts for their shocks and get away with it. I would just hate to wreck a shock. These are not cheap and they're not easy to get, so. But trucks at ride height. Just trying to get all the angles for you guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. We tried to make it nice and quick and short. That's all we're going to get done, so I'm not going to carry out this video any longer. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and see you next video when we continue on the progress.